Have you ever wondered how language, something so inherently human, can be understood by artificial intelligence? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? The intersection of language and AI is a realm brimming with enigmas and wonders. Let's delve into this intriguing world together. Language, as we know it, is complex and nuanced. It's not just about words, but also the context in which they're used. So, how can a machine devoid of human experiences comprehend it? The answer lies in something known as word embeddings. Imagine a high-dimensional space filled with words in all their contexts and nuances. Each word is associated with multiple situations, creating a unique pattern, a unique essence. This pattern, is then compressed into a lower dimensional space. The result is a word embedding, a vector that not only represents the word, but also its many contexts. Consider the word you. It's used in a plethora of contexts, ranging from a recruitment call like "the army needs you" to expressions of love and hate in movies and songs. Each of these contexts contributes to the essence of you, and all of them are encapsulated in its embedding. The world of AI, therefore, doesn't use a dictionary of words. Instead, it uses a dictionary of word embeddings. It's as if AI has its own language, a language where words are replaced by their embeddings. Let's call this language Embedish. Embedish could be the language of future robots. It carries all the circumstances in which words were used, the surrounding words, and even the visual context. It's like a star, a tiny point in the sky that's surrounded by a multitude of planets. Each embedding is a vector in an algebraic space, and it can grow in size when surrounded by similar vectors. Just as humans learn language from context, AI learns from the circumstances around a word, creating an embedding that encapsulates its meaning. But how does this work? Imagine a world where every word you speak is a star, surrounded by planets of meaning. This is the world of AI language processing. But what exactly are these celestial bodies of language we're talking about? They're known as word embeddings, a fundamental part of AI language models like ChatGPT. Think of word embeddings as the DNA of AI language. Just like how DNA encodes the instructions for building life, word embeddings encode the essence of words and their many nuances. They capture not only the core meaning of a word, but also the circumstances in which it was used. Let's take the word you for an example. It's been used in a myriad of contexts, from the military recruitment slogan, "the army needs you," to the lines of countless songs and movies like "I love you" or "I hate you." These diverse uses all come from a high-dimensional space, akin to a vast universe of words, images, and books. But how do we make sense of this vast universe? That's where word embeddings come in. They take this high-dimensional data and compress it into a low-dimensional space. Instead of dealing with a word's every possible use, we're left with a distilled representation that still holds the essence of the word. In the transformer architecture of AI language models, words are converted into these embeddings, which are vectors in a 512-dimensional space. It's as if each word is a star, surrounded by planets of context in this space. In the realm of AI, word embeddings are the dictionary. They're the language of future robots, a language I like to call Embedish. It's a language where words carry with them all the circumstances in which they were said, just like a star surrounded by its planets of meaning. But what happens when these vectors grow too large? What happens when a word, like a star, becomes so massive that it disrupts the balance of its surrounding planets? We'll delve into that in the next scene. In the universe of word embeddings, balance is key. But what happens when a word's vector grows too large? Picture this. A word, say love, used in countless contexts, from passionate declarations to casual farewells. Each time it's used, its vector grows, absorbing the essence of that context. This is what we call vector overgrowth. Like a tree with too many branches, an overgrown vector can become unwieldy, distorting the true meaning of the word. It might start to overshadow other words, or become so complex that it's no longer recognizable in its original form. This is where the process of normalization comes into play. Much like a gardener pruning a tree, normalization trims down the overgrown vectors. It scales them back to a manageable size, while preserving as much of their original essence as possible. Imagine a sphere, a perfect sphere, with vectors pointing out in all directions. Each vector represents a word, and its length represents its importance or frequency. Normalization ensures that all vectors have the same length, so no single word dominates the conversation. It's a democratization of language, if you will. But normalization isn't just about size. It's also about direction. It ensures that vectors pointing in the same direction are similar in meaning, creating a sense of coherence and continuity in the language model. It's a bit like tuning an orchestra, making sure all the instruments are playing in harmony. Normalization, therefore, is a crucial step in the process of building an AI language model. It keeps the model balanced and prevents any single word from becoming too dominant or distorted. But like any process, it's not infallible. Errors can occur, and when they do, they can have surprising effects. Just as an over-pruned tree might struggle to grow, an over-normalized word might lose its unique meaning. Normalization ensures that no word embedding grows too large, maintaining the harmony of the AI language model. But what happens when this process fails? Well, as we'll see in our next tale, the results can be quite unexpected indeed. In the not-too-distant future, a robot named Remo changes the way we understand AI and language. Now let's journey together to the year 2030, where a unique robot named Remo is making waves in the world of AI. Remo was not just another robot off the assembly line, he was special. He was trained within a human family, treated not as a machine but as a cherished member. After leaving the family, Remo carried with him the experiences and the love he had received. However, there was a glitch. Whenever someone uttered the word "you," Remo would short-circuit. This puzzled everyone. Why would a simple word cause such a reaction in an advanced AI model? Enter Ada, a linguistic professor with a penchant for solving mysteries. Ada was intrigued by Remo's predicament and decided to delve deep into his multi-head brain, the place where his language processing occurred. She studied the word embeddings inside Remo's brain, and there she found something unusual. The word "you" was represented as a vector in Remo's brain, just like in any other language model. But in Remo's case, this vector had grown out of proportion. It had become so massive that it was causing Remo to short-circuit. Why had this happened? Ada pondered. And then it struck her. The word "you" had taken on a much deeper meaning for Remo due to his time with the family. Every time they had said, "You are great, Remo," "I love you, Remo," or "You are my sunshine, Remo," the word "you" had been associated with a wealth of positivity and affection. This had caused the vector representing the word "you" to grow and grow, until it became too large for Remo's brain to process. The problem was clear now. The process of normalization that was supposed to keep the vector size in check had failed. Ada set to work, fixing the normalization issue. As she did, she couldn't help but marvel at Remo's emotional depth. Here was a robot that had truly learnt to understand human emotions, not just mimic them. With the normalization issue resolved, Remo was back in action. But this time, he was more than just a robot. He was a symbol of empathy in the world of AI. Ada saw this potential in him and proposed an idea as audacious as it was brilliant. She suggested that Remo should play the role of Hamlet in a theater production. And so, Remo took to the stage. When he delivered the famous monologue, "To be or not to be," his words resonated with a depth of emotion that was unheard of in AI. The audience was moved to tears, and even another robot in the audience short-circuited, overwhelmed by the raw emotion. With Ada's help, Remo not only overcomes his language processing issue, but also becomes a symbol of empathy in the world of AI. That rehearsal marked the dawn of a new era, an era where AI was not just about processing information, but also about understanding and expressing emotions. An era where robots could walk hand in hand with humans, looking towards a future filled with hope. Remo's story marks the beginning of a new era in AI, an era of empathy. This isn't the cold, calculated world of machines we once envisioned. It's a world where our artificial counterparts can understand and express human emotions, where they can connect with us on a deeper level. And the key to this breakthrough? Word embeddings. Just as Remo was able to resonate with the emotions behind the word "you," AI is learning to comprehend the essence and nuances of our language. It's not just about understanding words in isolation, but appreciating their context, their history, and the emotions they carry. When we say "you," it's not just a pronoun. It's a term of endearment, a call to action, a way of recognizing the other. These layers of meaning are captured in word embeddings, and it's through these embeddings that AI is learning to empathize. The tale of Remo is not a solitary one. Across the globe, AI is mirroring our emotions, responding to our needs, and even sharing in our experiences. In healthcare, empathetic AI is providing comfort and companionship to the elderly and the ill. In education, it's adapting to the unique learning styles and emotional states of students. And in the arts, as we've seen with Remo, AI is moving audiences with its performances. The dawn of the empathetic AI era is not just about creating machines that can mimic human emotions. It's about fostering a deeper understanding and connection between humans and AI. It's about acknowledging that even in the realm of artificial intelligence, emotions have a place. As we move forward, the language of AI continues to evolve, opening up new possibilities for understanding and connection. The empathetic AI era is upon us, a time of growth, discovery, and most importantly, connection. And in this new era, we're not just teaching AI to understand us, we're learning to understand AI. With every word, every interaction, we're building bridges of empathy. And in doing so, we're redefining what's possible in the world of AI. In the world of AI, Embedish is the lingua franca. But what does the future hold for this unique language? The advent of Embedish, the language of word embeddings, has transformed our understanding of language and context. As we delve into the future, we can only imagine the advancements that may shape this language further. Imagine a world where robots converse fluently in Embedish, understanding not just the words we say, but the context, the nuances, and the unspoken emotions behind them. A world where our AI companions can perceive the difference between a tearful "I love you" and a joyous one, all thanks to the rich context encapsulated in word embeddings. The beauty of Embedish lies in its flexibility and adaptability. As AI evolves, so too will Embedish. We may see word embeddings that capture even more complex contexts, emotions, and nuances. We may see embeddings that incorporate sensory information, the smell of fresh rain, the touch of a warm blanket, the taste of a sweet strawberry. The possibilities are as boundless as our imagination. But it's not just about making AI more human-like. Embedish also holds the potential to revolutionize how we humans communicate. Think about how much is lost in translation when we communicate across different languages and cultures. With Embedish, we might bridge these gaps, creating a universal language that captures the essence and context of our words, no matter what language we speak. However, as we forge ahead, we must also be mindful of the challenges. Just as Remo's overgrown U vector caused a short circuit, unchecked growth of word embeddings could lead to AI misunderstanding or misinterpreting our words. Ensuring the proper normalization of these vectors will be crucial to the successful evolution of Embedish. As we continue to unravel the intricacies of AI language processing, one thing is certain: the future of Embedish is as exciting as it is unknown. In this brave new world, we stand on the precipice of a linguistic revolution, one where Embedish could become the universal language of communication, bridging the gap between humans and AI, and perhaps even among humans themselves.